okay. Yes, I seen Bruce Sees All. Kind of feel just like him. It's almost like they're mimicking what's happening to me. Hello, Christine. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. So, here we are. Welcome back for another show. Here we are at September 5th, 2024. And I got it freeze framed right here. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second, let you guys kind of look at that frame. This is stereo A, okay, because we're missing some data. But just let you look at that for a second and see if you're those with eyes that see can see what's going on in there. Okay. Stereo A sometimes captures stuff from a different angle and has a different kind of older style kind of camera on it, chronograph. Okay. Not as detailed as what we're used to, but it catches stuff like this right here and stuff like that right there. Okay. And the original event that happened to me was captured on Stereo A. Okay, so Stereo A and I are old friends. Okay, too bad Stereo B took a bite right around that time too. So, anyways, while we're loading this up, I'm going to take a moment to thank you guys for taking a moment of your precious time to be a part of this precious family. This is not your ordinary YouTube live stream. Okay, this is something different. And I think most of you have figured it out by now. And well, let's just say welcome to the family. You mean a lot to me. You're truly blessed. We're all truly blessed here. And let's just get the show started. Okay. Thank you for your time. It was hard to catch anybody's time when all this happened. So your time means a lot to me. All right. Opening frame here. This is October 5th, 2024, Stereo A. You can see here we have an event underway. It's capturing the instrument is reacting to it. Kind of see it over here a little bit. Very dark right in there. But there's that's a good little shot right there. We're going to have to zoom in on that and do a little shading here. Right there. This dark spot right there matches up with that over on that side. All right, so let's back on out because we got more fish to fry. Oh, I need to do some scooching here. Let me just scooch around for a minute. All right, let's continue on. Bing. All right, note our Spire region right here all lit up, and we have an event. This is coming off of there right here. You can also see some other little smaller objects that are captured here. If I move the arrow out of the way, huh? You can see these little capture. Actually, we can zoom in on that one. It's a little better. Okay, you see a nice little black spot right here. There's your tiny little small one wrapped with plasma. See all the plasma around it, and then you can make out the little small core in the center right there. Probably best captured right there. There's a little dirt on my screen here, so clean things a little better. But you can see this tiny little one right here, and then there's something else right here that's captured this and is arcing it back this way. Some of these little satellites already from this bigger object. All right. And then we'll go. You see this thing starting to spread out a little bit here as this bigger object approaches. And then boom, right off of our spire right here, coming out of our region is the original part of the blast. It's all connected down through here. And then I think we missed, no, we got a hole. This one only takes an hour, one shot per hour. But right here is captured our bigger object right there. And then you can see the little moons trailing with it right here. All right. And I think if we almost go inverted like this, you can see the bigger black object with all the little moons around it. Let's try something a little different. I want to go in one more click here. Because sometimes that helps paint it a little bit better there. I think we can go one more here. Let's try. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see our bigger object back in here. Okay, and all the little moons here that are trailing along with it up here. I'll move my arrow. Let's try this. That little guy, this guy, over here, down here, this, all kinds of stuff trailing with this bigger object back in the background there. All right. Try pulling this forward a little more. Sorry about the waving lines and how I had to do that, but it gives you the negative effect. And now when you look at it, you see a lot clearer. And you can tell by our spread, our flow asymmetries, how all this is just blasting out in all directions and spreading out like a sunflower type effect. And boy, do I have something for you. I saw Mr. MBB, somebody showing a sunflower facing northeast. I have some in my yard that are facing north, straight up facing north, and they're healthy ones too. But you can make out the very edge of this goes out of the frame for a second, back down around, and quite the big blast that we took from that. All right, take a deep breath. We're backing out of that. Okay, let's zoom back out. So why I showed you that one first is because here at Soho, you can see our widespread. You can see this big old halo CME. Boom. Now that is quite the capture. But up in the corner, you can see our bigger object. It's not well captured on this from this perspective here. We're missing data as well. We only got 77 frames. So let me just capture opening frame. We'll do our regular dance. If you let me lead. One of us has to lead or else it's awkward. Okay, so opening frame, September 5th, 2024. Still the same day, just a different perspective from Soho. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Something going on right there, huh? That'd be our second bigger object, I think. And then our third one is like up here, I think. This whole structure coming out. It's hard to see in here. And I want you to know we went 648, 724, 736, 48, there is a little jump in data, but something else I want you to know here. This event coming out of this spire right here, corresponding with this little trailing satellite or moon or planetoid stellar core, okay? Most of these have all been stripped down to the core, and there are a bunch of stellar cores orbiting a bigger or a set of bigger stellar cores. Yeah, we had a little jump in data there, but it really didn't capture it too well. But what we did capture is that full eyeball looking halo effect. Okay. And supposedly that's coming off the backside. Don't be surprised if it affects us still. Okay. These objects still pass by us and still affect us. And they bring the protons with it. Even though there's no little speckled storm like we're used to seeing as a speckled storm. Now all of a sudden we're having proton storms with no speckling. Wonder why that's happening. Meanwhile, look at here. See this in the background right there? There's something else hiding up there. See that? Oh, I wish we had just a tad bit more of that frame. Let's see if we can go back a frame. And keep that. Whoops. Nope. Other direction. Oh. You see it over here, though. Something going on right in there. And then you can see it on your flow asymmetries there. There's something going by there, too. All right, let me go ahead and put this loop into motion and let you watch that big old blast, the big old halo effect, supposedly going off the backside, okay? And a lot of this energy came out of these spire regions. Almost looks like there's something up here in the corner that it's connecting to that's just out of frame. But that happens sometimes on the camera when we get too bright in one corner, so can't count that. But you can see some of the activity that's going on there. All right, so let's come on over to the solar ham here and get our report started. Solar flux indice is 241. We're down 21 points. That's good, but we're still pretty high in the 200s. Okay, that's still pretty high right there. Sunspot number count is 167. We're up 16 more spots, but that's not bad. We're still in the cautionary range. Green in the area, and it's still even. So not much, not too much has changed. Okay, just taking a peek under the hood here. 3807 departing, 3806 and 08 still just this weird magnetic mess. It doesn't have much power or organization, just very messy, sloppy configuration there. Okay, 3811 just this one powerful pole, no matching other one over here. 3813, my bad, is also looking a little complex. We got a few strong polarities, different complex touching points. You know, this could touch that, that could touch this could touch this, or this could touch that. So we have a few possibilities out of that one. Okay, 3814. We're still seeing a blue core here with this little round orange starting to form right in front of it right there. So we'll have to watch that one. It has a pretty close configuration right there. All right, so let's back out and slide out. Scroll down and see how fluxed we are. Goes X-ray flux, that is. Okay, so here's your bumpy ride for today. Little data dropout right there. Okay, and then we continue on into this day, minus data dropout here. And I don't think that's up yet. I really would like to. Oh, man, too bad we can't see it. Yeah, I refreshed it and it's still there. You guys don't want to see this anyways, but tough. We're going to take a peek anyway. Not much, just about 10 frames, but just something shooting out of this spire. Okay, you can still see this region aglow. All right, so maybe, and down here, some trailing moons, possibly, little spits and sputters for the next couple of days after the Those bigger ones pass. Okay. So there's a little peek into the future. Let's back on out now and get to our report. Bingo. Geomagnetic forecast. Zeros for the next 3 days. Let's pray it stays that way. Okay. And what we really need to keep doing is going 3 days back and just doing it the old fashioned way. So first off, let's just get through this. There's your geomagnetic forecaster calling clear for the next 3 days. We'll take a peek in the past to see. X flare potential 20%, M flare 70. D-layer region absorption event has finally done. Our proton event finally ended, okay? So that's good. That was a lot of absorption, okay? We're going to see geophysical effects from that now. All right, sorry. Been a long day. M2.8, not too bad. Unsettled conditions. Our geomagnetic field is a little unsettled. Our auroras are a lot lighter than they're showing up here. That's more like it. They're like half dim, so pretty low right now. Your KP, we're actually just a tad bit above 1. All right, so really low magnetic energy. That's good. We don't need to be taken on anymore. We just had a pretty strong, long event. And we just seen this bigger event right here come off. So we might be getting hit with something here in a little while. All right. Or that was the wrong one. That was going to the future with this. So even though the CME is heading away, lately we've been seeing, even though it does that, it still affects us. So we might see a little impact. Meanwhile, AR3806 is a beta gamma delta. That's the one I'm concerned about with its growing magnetic field. Beta gamma delta. There's your X flare potential right there. Okay, so we got to kind of keep praying, stay alert. Okay. So here we go. Another large far side CME was observed. Initially, stereo A captured a fast-moving full halo CME leaving the sun. Again, because this happened on the other side of the sun, the plasma could be directed away from our planet. New data, courtesy of the ESA, the Solar Orbiter, shows that a large CME, let me get centered for you. The large CME observed earlier today was the result of a solar flare reaching at least the X2 level just after 6:30. Okay, so that blast that you're looking at right there caused an X2. All of a sudden, we're getting readings from the far side. Look at this little instrument right here. Isn't this a nice little gem? So M7 right here with an X2. Remember, we saw a small, or like an object up here, and then our big one, right? So this is your M7, and then whatever caught off the backside created a good size X2 right there. Let's back on out of there. So back to the article. In addition to this, the energetic CME observed on Tuesday was the result of an X3 event at 7:55. So we had an X2 and an X3. It appears that we have a very active sunspot region on the far side of the sun, and perhaps we will see this region turn into view within a week or so. Probably not. It looks like our 3 events just happened and it's over. I've been noticing, I'll have to show you this crop circle that was stamped into the ground. 3 of these bigger objects rotating with our solar system included in a gap. Like 3 in a row and then a little break and then 1, 2, 3 and then a break and then a 1, 2, 3. I'll have to find it again. It's not saying that it's exactly this or that, but it is a good like a drawing or a display or a layout of the solar system with these 3 big objects included into it. And it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? We'll get into this. This is old news right there. I want to pop open the tracker and see this far side CME here. Let's do some track-a-lacking since we're lacking some tracking. There we go, heading totally away from us, which is fine. I don't want the CME coming towards us, but said object could be moving this direction, strike a magnetic boundary line, say this black line, bink, and cause a spark. Your CME, your electronic. You got to remember, everything here is electromagnetic. That means electric as well. All right, your 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 CMEs are like an arc from the sun connecting to another magnetic object, and then you get a spark that jumps across from one pole to another. Zap! But then the object could be moving in this direction. Or maybe it's coming by this way and struck it like that, or, coming by at an angle, bink, strikes it and goes this way. It's very hard to track these things without stereo A being way back here. It used to be over here with stereo B. We had a backside view, and I could take the angle from this and the angle from that, and I could tell you what direction they were going. Now that's changed. Anyway, so there's that. They're showing nothing on this, so we're not even going to bother opening that. Let's back out. Just real quick, fairly calm down the sun. That was yesterday. KP4, the unexpected impact I already showed you kind of that was expected. All right, so we're done, son. Let's move on. Okay, what's happening on the far side of the sun? Question mark. I think we know what's happening, but a magnificent halo CME billowed away from the far side of the sun yesterday. The second time this week this has happened. A hidden sunspot group transiting the far side must be crackling with activity. If it were facing Earth, we would now be bracing for geomagnetic storms. So yes, we would be. Thankfully, it's not heading our way. And Aurora observers, go draw a picture. Sorry, we don't need more energy. I'm sorry. Now, the solar sail circling the Earth. Oh, look, you can see it on video. So, whatever. You can come over and read that. There must be like 15 solar sails crisscrossing the sky over my house. Because we got activity like crazy. All right. Kind of a little rough day today. Pretty sketchy. Zzz, little break. Zzz, little break. Zzz. It's like sitting in the electric chair. They give you a little jolt. Not enough to kill you, but enough to rattle you. And then they stop. Jolt you again. Stop. And you're like, whew. Okay, I've had enough. Oh, zzz, oh, stop. Okay, I've had enough. Zzz, okay, now I'm feeling it. So it's just this roller coaster ride of getting jolted with high frequencies at the 7.83 range. That's you and me and the dog and the cat and all the birds and the bees. Now, they're not really strong going off the chart, but what still matters is our 7.83. We want a nice smooth green line, good continuity. Any kind of changing is increasing 7.83. The white is just showing all these frequencies at a stronger amplitude or a stronger, not a stronger frequency, but more power, a stronger amplitude. Okay, so you're getting jolted. It's like sticking a fork in the light socket, and then your hair stands up on end, and somebody makes you pull it out, and then all of a sudden it's back in. So very bumpy day, roller coaster ride, but you guys are handling it very well. Hats off to you guys. You're actually trying. So there's your bumpy day, and it kind of explains a lot of what you probably experienced today. Meanwhile, coming out of this last little session here, going into smooth, good continuity, nice and peaceful. So everybody take a big, deep breath in and go, okay. Yeah, that's better. There you go. So, and indications that pressure down below built up, the core and the shell grinding, and then pressure releases via earthquake, volcano, However, SO2 emissions, pretty sharp ones, so we'll see what happens in our forecast or our reports in a minute here. Coming on over now. Everybody take another nice deep breath in. Okay, here we go. Let's come on over here. I'm not going to say much. I'm going to let the images speak for themselves, okay? You see, kind of getting walloped right now. This will probably have consequences in the markets and transportation products and stuff coming out of there. Okay, they've already, I keep showing you video after video of this region getting pummeled and hammered with rain. The Three Gorges Dam was about to burst, right? Now look what's coming. Uh-oh. Okay, another small vortex rotating over here. Let's see what character it is tonight. All right. Okay, just kind of going around, just taking a peek. I really haven't taken a look at this yet. I've been struggling with trying to get this show on the road and rebooting and resetting, and then, oh, yes. And then having to reboot myself and reset my mood again and calm down and smile through the adversity and keep going. All right, here we're going to start switching over to our sandstorm report now. Okay. Boom. Take this off. You can see our plume's very dense up here. We have this recycling motion, bringing it back up. Okay, anything that comes out being taken off, it's like peeling off a small piece of tape. Here's the whole roll of tape, and it's just pulling off one little piece. And that piece is very thin, not as dense, and it's not disrupting our storm storm genesis enough, and we're starting to see some storms lining up out here. Okay, I think you guys all have heard about them already. Okay, I'll let you go find your favorite weatherman to report on that. I report on the sandstorm, okay, that's kind of disrupting all this activity that has weakened thanks to this new vortex rotation, taking that sand and throwing it back into Africa. All right. We had it good for quite a while there, blocking a lot of the storms. All right. And now it's changed. What we need is a new opening, a new vortex change in our conveyor belt structure like yesterday. All right, so everybody pray and hold on tight. Everybody get prepared because these storms are probably, even with the sand, once they kind of disperse that sand and get into here, there's nothing to stop them when they get in here, okay? This sand is behind them now. So we're going to have to just kind of grin and bear it for a minute and see what happens here. Everybody pray that they don't get too, help me, Lord. They don't get too strong, okay? Okay, here we go into Saudi Arabia and this region up here. You can see all our. Let me take off the wind here. Okay. Very intense up here by the Caspian Sea, over here by the Gobi Desert, down through Saudi Arabia, going along the coast. This whole region's starting to fill in. And then we also got this southern fetch that's scooping up this way and pulling all the sand across India. Much like the SO2, it gets pushed up against the Himalayas and can't cross over them because, there's higher pressures up there and stuff to keep stuff from crossing over. And then you get your sandstorm that's getting kicked up there. But try not to look at that too long. Okay. Let's turn around, put on SO2. Okay. come on into our country divided here, as you can see, thanks to our media and our, well, a world of lies. Yeah. Over here, bleeding out. You can see some of the flooding blocking up some of the pores in the surface or whatever. So right through this region, there's these gray patches. Over here, speckled because of well perforations in the crust. But there's your country divided every time. Don't have to be divided, you know. I got a solution for all of that. Because when both sides figure out that they were wrong, oops, yeah, and they're both going to have to apologize to each other and be like, I was wrong. Yeah. Whoops, what happened if the whole world had to admit they were wrong? Whoops, we had the whole thing wrong. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Here we go over to this region. Still blossoming pretty hard through there. I want to check Taiwan. That's why I'm over here. Kind of concerned about this place. We need to see a little more quake activity out of there. You see our plumes here getting a little more darker purple and round and more organized, like this stuff over here in China. Okay, but that's indicating a more organized emission site. Okay, a stronger emission site. So that means more pressure pushing more gas out. We need to see more quake activity in this region to reduce pressure. It's been a relief valve for quite a while, and it's not. It's kind of blocked up. All right. Yeah. Oh, pray for those people. See, the poor people. It's not the people are suffering because of their leadership. If they would figure out that this is happening because of their leadership and they would take action of their own with their own leadership, then God would probably heal that country. Same with this mess, okay? You can see that their plumes are getting very, very dark and intense, okay? More concentrated, showing more pressure coming out of this region, pushed up against the mountains, can't circulate and get out of there. This round circulation kind of keeps it all in this area. All right, now what I want to do here also is come down to Java. And you can see it's nice and purple tonight. Not too bad, but very concentrated up here at this tip by the straits here. Sumatra still kind of purple. All right, so this region right here, even up here at the tip of Malaysia and stuff here, is still venting a lot of the pressure for that region. Okay, acting as a relief valve. Meanwhile, oh sorry. Meanwhile, Australia's still having their plume issues. Okay, and looking around, you can see that we have a couple of little plumes coming out of here, and that relieves pressure in our plate boundary region. Let's take a quick peek at the fire situation. We need to go back to our time frame. Actually, would like right now. Okay, that is now good. Let's do the fire report. I forgot to do the fire report. This is going to be very important here in the near future because, well, it's already important now because, as you can see, what was happening last year up here in Canada with their fires, and it's still continuing here and over here now. This is a new region over here that's just opened up in Canada. Okay, new fires busting out there. Why? Well, because of SO2 emissions, all right? It's been creeping south into the lower 48. Oh, okay. I'm going to let that sit there for just a second. Let me pull back just a little bit and let you guys kind of take a deep breath and look at that for a second. I got to go say a prayer. Ooh, Lord. Okay. Thank you for your patience, folks. I'm an old man, so you have to give me a second here. You're awesome. Those who didn't wait, well, I guess they didn't have the patience. But you are looking at quite the spread of fires all through Idaho right now. In Oregon, very concentrated at this spot. A new spot opening up here. New spot opening up here at Mount Rainier, as well as along what's the Columbia River right here, I think. And that, as we continue on down into California, Nevada region, there was one just north of Tahoe up here in Reno that has since gone away. And it looks like they got the fire kind of halfway under control there. But you see this plume over the Bay Area right here, and fire starting to grow in that region. And south of it now, see this area? This is a new spot right here. Okay, so you people here along what? Ow, Santa Barbara area, south of the Bay Area here. Watch out in that region. You're already having fires because of SO2 emissions. All right. Down further down the Sierra Range, we're seeing SO2 and fires there. We're seeing SO2 with fire here, very southern part of California, right there. Also spreading over here into New Mexico area. We don't have one of these yellow ones there yet, but there are a couple of red little dots in there. I think you can see them. Here we go. No, there they are. There and a couple of them there. So there's some fires already starting to spring up in that area. I'm looking for any of this activity that spreads east of the line. Not close enough. But no, 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 no. Not like this. Okay. This is blatantly obvious, okay? And they probably don't want you knowing that your fires are starting from underground and there's nothing you can do about it. But I'm going to tell you anyways because it's about time you guys know some truth. Okay, so there's your SO2 report. Here we go into our sea surface temperature anomalies. Okay, I'm going to just do a quickie on this one. Here's your. Wow, I got stuff hit me in the hand. Here's your triangle shaped structure still here. Okay, your Juan de Fuca region. You can see our fires are still there. I left them on the map here, but you can see that this region's starting to fill back in with red again. Okay, here's a lot of activity going on just off the coast here. Okay, this thing's building a round type ball structure up the top. Okay, we used to see this comma shaped tail type thing. Now it's spreading more this way up, and then now we have heat signatures off the coast of California. All right, on ones up by the Juan de Fuca tapered off a little bit because of because of earthquake activity, plus SO2 emissions, a lot of tremor activity through that region. Okay, thousands of little micro tremors actually relieve a lot of energy as well. So, but down here we need to see some more kind of earthquake or activity because this is pushing inland and causing fires underneath. You see this little bulge turning yellow again now? It did dissipate for a minute, and now what's this? Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Camera's having issues there. You see our heat plume here with fires inland right there. Okay, so everybody in this region, hold on. Pressure's building. You're starting to have fires and SO2 emissions. You need some quake activity in there to reduce the pressure, or you're going to see a big one. Also, in that region, you might see a big one along this region. Meanwhile, up here, we need more quake activity. I mean, mid-range fives relieves the most pressure without doing damage. So any kind of activity we could use. And then over here is this mess. Okay. You can see our heat plume here in this middle, kind of breaking away, being more centralized, organized, and just more ribbon-like type effect up through here. Okay, so this whole structure is like reached up into here, changing, our conveyor belt structure. Meanwhile, down here, oh man, yeah, there we go. Now you see the yellow. This whole area has like starting to have little openings. Okay, and this water's heating up in here, and that's what's changed our vortex, taking stuff and throwing it back in there. In a second here, I'm going to put on the winds, but we'll just take a little tour around the southern hemisphere. You see, oh, look at this! Look how this is all creeped up the coast here. Wow, and then it's connecting out with this. Here at South Africa, all on the bottom. Here at Java, you see the cold water inundation because, well, it's relieving a lot of pressure in that region, so it's looking good. But meanwhile, look at this stuff over here starting to form out in there. Again, at the tip of India, between India and Sri Lanka. Look at this right here at the Horn of Africa. This is an anomaly right here for sure because look at all the cold water right around it. And then this. So watch out in that region right there. Okay, time to put the winds on. Starting with the Atlantic. Let me get right about there. All right, and I'll stop jumping around. We'll leave it sitting still. Your conveyor belt structure. Okay, getting disrupted by this new heat plume right here. This thing is not a storm that's moving. It's just sitting there. Okay, rotating. And it's really pulling away that inside loop. All right, it's really kind of destroyed the energy that was taking the inside loop. Really dishing stuff through the Caribbean now. So half the flow, look right here at this line, half the flow gets torn away and goes up. The other half of the flow comes right south of Florida, right across the Caribbean, up into here. And now look at this. It could possibly go backwards down into Mexico. All right, and your thermal heat structures from the water are controlling your storms now. It's no longer your lower jet stream, it's this layer that's really taking control and actually started forcing the lower jet streams to conform to this conveyor belt type thing. Okay, here's your Pacific structure. You can see let me just get a tad bit back. You can see up here your cold, hot vortex, warm water, warm air. Cold water, cold air. Warm air rises, cold air rushes in to replace it, and then all of a sudden you've got rotation. And there's your conveyor belt structure right there. Here's your storm that's just lashing China right here. Look at this little feature. This little bubble kind of pulling stuff away because of this new little heat signature. See your cooler spot right next to it, right where my arrow is, and then yellow to the right. See how it's just all these little spots can make a divot. One little divot like this changes flow symmetries and stuff. Okay. When I was a kid, I used to play with the wind. I didn't want the wind blowing in our fort, right? So if you put a thing going across the wind, it'll curl around that edge and come right in the door. But if you put something just going with the wind with a slight angle off, it'll redirect the wind pretty much the same direction it was going, but just a slight little direction change. Then it flows in the direction you want it. And you can get wind and water as well to flow in certain directions using eddies and flow asymmetries and symmetries as well to to cause rotation. It's like stirring a glass of water. Okay. Then you turn the stick and start stirring the other way. All the flow goes the other direction, right? Now, what we got here, this is our southern fetch, is what I call it, because we have air from the southern hemisphere crossing the equator and going up into the northern hemisphere. And it's been doing this for a long time. And it keeps just flowing air across India. These vortexes throw it up against the Himalayas. This one too, rotating. Let me get right there. Keeps that SO2 and sand circulating like the circulation thing in your air conditioning in your car. Eventually the windows are going to steam up because your breath is recirculating over and over. Well, much like that, your gas, your particulates recycling over and over India. Watch out for this thing. This is just going to do so much damage to that region. Pray for those people. Okay, so there's your heat signature conveyor belt structures. Meanwhile, up here at the top of the planet, we got craziness going on up there because hot, cold, cold, hot, all kinds of little vortices breaking off, doing all kinds of different little influences down into this region now. See how it's taking all this and blowing it down into Europe? This little structure right here is taking a lot of this polar air, even though it's warm water up there, and blowing it down over this region. This has got it spreading out that way. This vortex has it spreading out this way. So they change weather patterns pretty quickly. That's why at first I thought, oh, we only need to do this once a week. And then I check it the next day and it's changed. And it's like, oh, we have to cover this every night? Wow. All right. Wait. Just really quick, southern hemisphere. Let you see some of the flow patterns down there, how they coincide. Don't they? Yeah. All right, let's kind of move over here. We'll leave it right here by the west coast and take off the wind patterns and take off the fires. Okay, I know that kind of rattles people a little bit. We got to take that off. All right, we're going to leave it right there. I've lived on both coasts. There's definitely a difference between west and east. West is more liberal and east are not pickers. Okay. I like your observation. Wow, there's another Earth on the other side of the sun. How did you know? How did you know about the other planet that's directly opposite Earth on the other side of the sun? We never see it because it's always on the other side. Oh, all right here then. We got some enlightened people. All right, let's continue on. I just like to interact every once in a while. Again, down here with Baja, really quick. This cold water coming off the coast here. All right, this cold patch. This is super cold, like up by the Arctic. All right, so some kind of maybe the pressure down below pushing cold water out of the layer in the strata of the crust. There's many layers of strata in our crust, even though it looks micro thin on a bigger scale. On our scale, it's very deep and very thick. And you got a heat plume right next to it, and this rotation that's going on right here. Just let me really quick. We don't have rotation yet, but look how this is definitely. This wanted to come up. This cold air just make it change direction. So watch out right here. We might start to see some rotation here in a minute. If this stuff, you see how this flow is kind of overwhelming. It wants to start in this region. Look, you got this, all kinds of backward weather going east to west across Mexico. Crazy. You see what I'm saying? And Mike from around the world told you we would see east to west weather. And we're seeing that for a second here on the West Coast, too. All right, so there you go. Now to the earthquake report. Take off the wind, Brian, and keep going. All right, here we go. Into our earthquake report. We'll start off in our deep region. No deep quakes for today. Okay, we got this little island that emits SO2, relieving pressure throughout there, plus volcanic activity along that chain. Meanwhile, down here by New Zealand, we have a 5.2 down at 38. Another one coming into the catcher's mitch. Look, here, ball's just a little low and inside. 5.2 and a 5.0. All right. Looks like the pitcher's losing speed there. All right, but these two fives at the surface, relieving energy. Not right at the surface. There's something going on in there too because their depth. Let's come over here. This is the Sunda Strait. We have SO2 emissions, volcanic Semeru and Merapi on Java here, and then Krakatau in the Sunda Strait, and all kinds of Marapi, Marapi on Sumatra, and they're all emitting, but it's still not enough because here we have a 5.3 at a depth of 10 at the surface there. That's not on the plate boundary either. Meanwhile, no fulcrum point quake, but there is one here, 4.6 at 118. Plate boundary 4.6, this Owen fracture zone, three-way split, three-way intersection right here. This is a plate boundary fulcrum point quake. Let me take you really quick back to that region. Let's line it up, shall we? Gee, I wonder why there was a quake in that region. Maybe because something going on underneath there. Bingo. And this is your weak spot where all these plates join together in a three-way intersection. That is definitely a weak spot. Watch out in that region right there for more activity. 4.6 at the surface. Watch out. You're going to see probably a 5 or maybe even something bigger in that region here. If we'll see tomorrow if this quake reduced this coloration, because this map is 1 day behind. It takes a day for all this data to compile and make this image, right? So tomorrow's map, we'll see if this little plume has reduced because of this earthquake. But you can see yesterday there was all this heat and pressure right there, and then today we've had a quake right in that region. Pretty simple stuff. I love how you guys just grasp these concepts like they're, well, like you're grasping them. I love it. 4.2 down at 130. You got your volcanic island, something going on out here. Let's zoom in really quick. We got some kind of either seamount. I mean, you can already see what's going along in this region right here. Here. Well, third of the way. 4.2. Watch out in Greece. A lot of pressure building under. Look, let me pull back really quick. You see this circular thing right here? All that region right there. Do you see like a little twisting motion in it all? Now, maybe. Anyways, in there, here's your plate boundary running at the ocean floor. This is like a big peninsula type structure underwater, like a tabletop plateau area that comes out and then drops way down to the ocean floor with a crack. All right, this area is all twisted. This may have been the bottom of the earth at one time. Okay, you can see by the twisting in there. And kind of in the middle of that twist and just a little, well, that would be the middle right in there probably. You can see these bands that come off, volcanic little island bands, 4.2. Watch out in that region. Watch out in Italy too. And here we go, plate boundary 5.5, a little uptick. That's good. I like to see 5.5s. Maximum venting without doing much damage, okay? Otherwise, let's get on into, oh wait, let's gotta do South America really quick because we got a red one. We got a live one. 4.5 down at 192. Very thick through this mountainous region. Okay, so we go a little deeper in these regions. 5.7 at fulcrum. Okay, we have seen an uptick in magnitude. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but 4.5 really quick. Right here, 5.7. Here's 5.2. 5 right next to it. Above 5 magnitudes. A few of them here, okay? And then right here is another 5. So we're seeing some a little increase in magnitude around the globe. Why? Because of an uptick in pressure down below. You guys are awesome. Let's just keep moving. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Hang on. 4.4 down at 72, and just now a 4.7, almost a 5 right here, and that's down at 77. Okay, we very quiet through that region yesterday. Finally starting to see a little activity. Okay, you might see some activity squeeze off here at Fulcrum Point, or maybe around Japan here pretty soon. Okay, let's proceed. We've seen a lot of volcanic activity, high blasts coming out of the peninsula. Multiple volcanoes here relieve a lot of pressure. We've had some earthquake activity offshore as well, so it's kind of nullified the fulcrum point activity for quite a while now. We are seeing more microquake activity along the island chain. No microquaking on the volcanic islands, but we do have an inside plate just off the boundary, 3.3 down at 17. And it's kind of, I'm hoping this is doing the best it can at, visualizing the data that these satellites get. Because little mountain ridges like this are important to see underwater, no structure, know where weak spots and stuff are. This just kind of looks sort of like a little random quake right here. Pressure in that region, and it's down at 17, so something a little different about that quake right there. If it weren't so close to this, I'd almost say that's a diverse quake, even being so close to this. But it's on the other plate. In fact, I might go with diverse quake here. We don't really see much right in that region. And for a reason, because we have all these volcanic islands right there. So, and this is on this plate, all right? Got to remember, Tamumasi's right out here. Here, let's see if they got a good shot of it. Oh, man. Yeah, they don't want you knowing. I think right there, right here, and all these little seamounts around that region are all what causing that huge heat plume in that region. And you can see how the island chain came down, turned direction, started growing that. And then right in the middle of the Pacific right there, I believe that's Tamumasi right there. It's more like up here. I think they scrubbed it. This is something else. But, all right, let's get into it. Sorry, get distracted a little bit sometimes. I want to check this tabletop edge, 2.744, Volcanic Island. Okay, good. We have inside fulcrum, 2.2, and 2.3, outside fulcrum, 3.5. Good. So a little bit of release of energy there. Now let's get into it. Here we go. Your Juan de Fuca plate, very quiet. Okay, we need more activity out here, reducing pressure. Okay, so let's have a, mid-range 4 or 5, even a fulcrum point quake, but nothing. Okay. Up here, little explosions, whatever. Earthquake activity at Rainier right here. We saw SO2 emissions from this site and fire activity going on right there. A couple little smaller 1.3s in between these two. Okay, here's Mount St. Helens with activity at the top. So, activity at volcanic sites is indication of pressure down below. We've seen it on the map. Okay, coming in for a landing at the geysers. Pretty good activity here. Pretty widespread. 1.1 and 1.5 just now. So some little swarming going on there, which is good. Reduces magnitudes through this area. 1.3. Nope. All right, just the other side, 2.4 in Hollister. In the valley here, along this foothill zone right here, see the foothills of these mountains, and it finally goes flat. There's a little weak zone in there. 2.3 there, 3.3 here, just up on the slope of that ridge a little bit. Little ones along the San Andreas. We're getting some swarming going on here at this site again in Nevada. Goldfield still producing quite the little swarm here with some 3s tossed in with some mid-range 2s and 1s. And you can see this volcanic field right here. Let me go in a little tighter. All these little black spots are all lava. It's cooled. And you can see that this whole complex area right here used to be, something. And I had quite the events going on there. And now it's coming back to life and relieving a lot of pressure in that region. That does a good little job right there. Also here in this little area, we have this little linear band going through there. 1.8 through the Cirrus. Again, out there in Nevada. Let's continue on, though. Here's some microquaking. You know what I was kind of looking for was anything on this plate. We're seeing, here's your Pacific plate, everything this side of it. Okay, so this is all energy on the Pacific plate being relieved. I thought we might start seeing activity like this right here, 2.3 to, well, that's 2.3 to 3 activity possibly going on in the water offshore. This little area right here. Ow. This little area right here has this your color is increasing in this area right here. Okay, you see the shape of the bay right there? See the shape of the bay? Well, that whole area is this chunk right here, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a little activity offshore because there's pressure building in that area, and you're seeing this plate boundary right here starting to crackle and come, with some micro quaking because, whoa, right there, okay, this is reaching inland. Let me put the fire back on again. Okay, you can see the yellow. So imagine if it was like circular in shape or oval in shape, maybe. If this was mirrored on the other side, just rough estimate, okay? It might be totally different. It might stop right at the shoreline and that's it. But you can see that this whole area is this whole area. This whole little light blue plate that's, the tabletop right there. Okay, so don't be surprised we see maybe an eruption or something, off the coast here too. Just I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just showing you, telling you, explaining. People in that area might want to, back away from the coast. 2.2 here in Texas. Good little flurry over here, reducing energy in this region. 1.8, 1.5. So now you guys don't care about those, but I do. That's add all that up. That's like a magnitude 5 that just got spared that area, right? Okay, that's why it matters. Your Craton, pretty quiet. Little mouse parts here in Oklahoma. It's good. Let's come over here. Quick magnitude check. 3.9 and 3.7. Come here, you. And a 3.3. When I see the 3.9 right there, a little uptick in pressure in this under this plate. You see this red plate boundary that cuts right between Cuba and Haiti right here and then goes out, has a fulcrum point. This whole bulge right here, even this is kind of a sharp little corner right there. We don't see much activity there, but we do see SO2 emissions coming out of all of these islands in perfect synchronicity. Okay, each one of those islands has a little plume coming off of them. So energy being relieved via SO2, but we're starting to see almost magnitude 4 in that region, indication of pressure. Whew. You guys are awesome. You're still hanging here with me. You are some tough individuals. Speaking of which, you guys have been doing awesome on your spiritual warfare. We'll get to that here in just a second too. As soon as I can pull up volcano page, spit that out and spit out the weather. Okay, 35, 32 is 67. I love you. 35, 32, 67. Still crazy for you. Nice little map, little lava progression there. Svarensky, the activity eruption site, has diminished in recent days. The lava flow field is slowly expanding and thickening, but the activity has diminished. Ibu, 9,000 feet. IBU, be with you at 9,000, huh? Semaru, 14,000 probably. Yeah, there it is. Sabancaya, 23. That's pretty high for Sabancaya right there. Everyday Sabancaya is on here with over 20. These people in Peru probably going, oh. And that's where we see a lot of the SO2 emissions out of Peru. And they relieve the volcanic eruptions and the SO2 emissions in that area relieve a lot of pressure and keep the quake magnitude down along that plate boundary. Now, that was just in the last few minutes, okay? Let's get into today, which is, well, now yesterday, because, well, time flies at this channel. Okay, up here on the Kamchatka Peninsula, Shivalus, Kluchevskoy, Bizimani, Karaminsky, Alade, and Ebico. All of those right in that area, all of those are active. And we see them on the list every day. So a lot of pressure being relieved in that area. Then we come down to this little island chain through here. Most of these right here are active and in yellow. But we got Tinakula here and Yasur, that's always on the list, that are both active. Meanwhile, White Island should be in red. Okay, we got Erta Ale over here, Stromboli, and Etna still going. Michael down the south Sandwich Islands. Along here, we got Villarica, Ubinas, up here is Sangay, Reventador, Cotopaxi, Purase, Nevada del Ruiz. Down here is Sabancaya. These are Messiah, San Cristobal, Concepcion, Popocatépetl, Santa Guido Fuego, Fernandino. Out here, the home reef at Tonga, still active. All right. And then hiding off the map, way down here, Erebus in the corner is active as well on the continent of Iceland. Okay. Antarctica, sorry. I start reading this. Svarensky still going. Ebico, tomato, 10,000 feet is what really matters. Suwanosejima, 8,000. IBU at 9,000. Ibu, Luatobi. Read more? No. Let's get a nice height. Semaru, 13,000. Whoa. You feeling okay there, Semaru? It's usually 14 or 15. That's a little really lower height. I mean, it's still 13,000 foot blast. That's not good, but 4,000 on a wide island. That's why explosive activity continues. That's why I said that one should be red. Fuego, 14,000. Nevada del Ruiz, Reventador, no height. But Sabancaya, 23,000. And don't get one of those dogs, because if you do and the Schumann resonance changes and this guy gets very sad, you might become dinner. Okay, moving on. I love them. I love those dogs. I used to train them. They're awesome, but you got to be very, very responsible. Realize it's not a dog, it's a killing machine. And you got to be very responsible with them. Okay, here we go. A lot of factors. Do I need to list them all for you guys? You guys have heard the same spiel. Particulates, more water, more rain, heavier downfalls, higher thunderheads, tornadoes, hurricanes. Your derechos too, okay, as well as the spherical things that were controlling storms, your spiritual realm controlling everything, really. And here we go. Nighttime of the 5th, morning of the 6th. Here we go down in Louisiana. There's your noontime still, convection, and then nighttime. All right, so tomorrow, down right along the coastline there, everybody hold on. This little low pressure is spinning around and bringing stuff up. Now, let's go back. Tomorrow will be the 6th. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what came off the sun on the 3rd. Okay, I'm no longer going by their geomagnetic forecasts. I want to come over to the satellite and see for myself what to expect. Did you see that? You remember this report was just the other day. Yeah, that thing. Okay, so don't be surprised if we have some kind of geomagnetic enhancement, even though the CME did not come our way and we're supposed to be all clear tomorrow. If this object interacts its magnetic field, it kind of looks like it's coming maybe out in front of us, but to the north. All right, so that energy right there could affect tomorrow's geomagnetic enhancement, okay? Even though it didn't call for it on the other ones, I'm showing you what I think, okay? And that's where hopefully I'm wrong. But let's just continue. Help me, Lord. Okay, morning of the 6th, noon again. Right here at noontime is going to be some severe weather offshore. Watch out for waterspouts making landfall in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida coastline, right around there during noon convection time. And then nighttime it dissipates. It kind of shoves up into Georgia, so watch out in there. A little severe up in here too. Now we're getting into the 7th. This storm was going to merge with this. Let's see if it continues. Yeah, it does. There's the noontime 7. Look out for this tail dragging down here still. I can't use that pointer. Oh, everything kind of skirting the coast now by convection the 7th. That's good. It's noon the 8th, convection the 8th. Nighttime, morning of the 9th. Noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 10th, noon. Convection, nighttime. Morning of the 11th, noon. Convection, nighttime. Morning of the 12th, noon. Convection, nighttime. What the heck? So, morning of the 12th, look at how we get this low kind of moving in here, wrapping around. That's snow. September 12th, nighttime up there in Montana. And then that thing whips out and breaks away. Morning of the 13th, noon, convection, nighttime. Now, this is way out there and probably not is really going to change, but this is an example. I'm going to use this little structure as an example to talk about here. This deep low driving way up into that cool air like that. You see the quasi-linear front starting to, come down this way, and it segments like this. If we get the segmenting, these supercells can be very dangerous, okay, when they're isolated like that. Hopefully stuff comes up and converges with them and keeps them, well, sometimes storm mergers aren't good either, but that kind of setup. Okay, this is Friday the 13th, by the way. Canada, everybody in the northern plains. It's not down in this region anymore. It's way up here. Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. That kind of structure right there at nighttime. You see how there's nothing during the day. Even in the morning hours, it's all nice and pretty at noon. Oh, a few clouds at convection, but nothing serious. And then nighttime, kapoom. Morning of the 14th, noon. Watch out for stuff like this happening too. We have heat plumes down here off of this region, right? And cold water right on the other side. Ow. So when this comes up into that hot area in this Gulf right in there, the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of California up here, that could be devastating for the people in Mexico there. At convection the 14th, noon or nighttime, morning of the 15th, noon, convection, nighttime. Look at that right there. Morning of the 16th, noon, convection, nighttime, 17, noon, convection, nighttime. Watch out for that stuff. Morning of the 18th, noon, convection, nighttime, 19, noon, convection, nighttime, 20, noon, convection, nighttime, 21, noon, convection, nighttime. And that's it. Okay. So, still a little strong weather, severe possibilities, but then getting stronger on the coastline right there by the morning time. It's 5 a.m. Pacific on this, so 5, 6, 7 in the morning for this time zone down here on the coast. Watch out, your weather's going to be kicking up already. And then by noontime here, noon, 12, 1 in the afternoon, not even at the height of convection, we're going to have severe weather off the coast and even driving up in there. September 6th, September 3rd, we could see enhancement of this tomorrow, okay? So enhancement of that kind of activity right there, and enhancement of this, enhancement around the world possibly, okay? Depending on the impact. This convection time right here, very speckled, but off the coast, even some inland and all along the coast here of Florida, at convection with the possibility of enhancement from our geomagnetic storm if we get one, okay? They're calling for nothing, but I've showed you what I showed you coming off the sun on the 3rd is why I think there might be an unexpected geomagnetic storm, unexpected for them, possibly anticipated here at this channel. I'm not saying for sure 100%, but it's been panning out this way for a while now. Whoopsie. I meant to do that. Whoa. Where do you think you're going, cowboy? Okay. And that's my main concern for tomorrow. As we go through the nighttime, you see it up in Georgia there, very spread out through morning hours. Okay, residual severe weather along this frontal boundary right here in the morning time. That's cold air mixing with warm air, a frontal boundary created right here because of cold air. The morning time air, all this area up here is cold because of the nighttime, and now it's morning, September 7th. Watch out there. That could catch some people off guard right there. Should we go back and see what came out the sun on the 4th? Oh, actually, the 4th was quiet. So there should be no enhancement unless it's slower. You know, if I had better data with trajectories and anticipated time arrivals, we could do this a lot better. But here's your upper low, finally connecting with this whole lower structure. Here's your lower low. These reached up, it kind of annihilated this little QLCS that was starting to form in there. Remember, we saw it a few days back, pretty intense here. There is no action that is unnormal. 23 plus 1, are you hearing me? I hear you, Kent. 23 plus 1 is 24. I'm very familiar with that number, 24. All right, let's move on. You can see how all that structure connected right there at noontime on the 7th. There's your convection finally brewing offshore here. But watch out up here in Canada. This upper arm still has that QLCS look to it, okay? Quasi-linear convective storm front, okay? All right, anything after that is beyond prediction. All right, let's move on. That's very disturbing sometimes. The solar activity, the earthquake, the volcano, got all this political activity, upheaval, wars, rumors of wars. You got everybody losing their minds. If they could only just come over here and enjoy a spiritual report with us, huh? Let's get started, shall we? Alrighty, here. Let's get some albums pulled up. That's my late dad. All right. Stepfather, adopted stepfather. Okay. So we'll bring up some nice little images to read to. Easter 2020. Wow. Miracle. 2,000-year-old prophecy came true on that day, and nobody even knew. Should have been earth-shattering headlines. And still everybody's like, oh, rapture should be happening any day now. Yeah. Let's get some other stuff going here, too. What I want to do really quick every once in a while is play the video of the giant face by the moon. Yipe, not that giant. I can't wait until the political season's over. It's been so taxing on my senses. And I try to unplug from it. Oh, we got a whole 5-minute ad here, too. All right. And we're getting there. We're getting there, you guys. Be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. All for this. Okay. Channel. He's got the original, this gentleman's original video. And the reason why I like to show this is because I listen to people's voice. I read body language. I listen to read their mannerisms, listen to inflections, so I can hear the truth or hear lies, right? This man's testimony is golden. He's been seeing this face by the moon before. He's captured it many times, but he went out and bought a better camera because he's seen it and he wants a better look. So I'm just kind of previewing, but I want you to listen to this man's testimony, not James LaFleur, but the cameraman here in just a second.
Antonio, he's got an Instagram account. He posts several interesting videos. And I found the video and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? So let's just check this out. Let's take a look at this.
It is February 28th, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face
What is that?
looking right down on us. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter. There he is. There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture. I'm on the moon like it's supposed to. Is my hand in front of the thing or something? All right, here we go. Here we go. There it is.
Look at that.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
What is that?
Camera makes it so clear.
There it is. It is February.
Okay, so we
28th.
got several people saying that this is fake. Well, yeah, well, you know, I'd say 50-50, but it's like a lot of people are just leaving a comment right now, like, what the heck?
Not here.
Gotta agree with you guys. What the heck? Because if this isn't fake, this is like one of
This isn't fake. These are signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. And the odd thing about that face is, well, it's my face. And I recognize my own face. I have to shave every once in a while, so I do catch my face every once in a while. I don't sit there and stare at myself all day in the mirror. But I do know what I look like. And
That
here it has been cleaned up a little bit. Same face, just cleaned up by Mr. MBB here for us. Okay, so we can enjoy it a little bit better. And this took place around this time of night on Leap Day, February 29th. Only happens once every 4 years. It's like a specific day that's on the calendar, celestial day on the calendar, right? What better day to pop up and during the time that we do our readings, okay? I usually turn on this book light right here. It shines on my face. All right. And let's try this real quick here. See? That's me. Not saying, hey, oh, look at me. This is more for your foundation, okay? So you have a good foundation and you know that this is real. I'm a real person, okay? There's that, there's this, and then let's go ahead and pull up this as well. Sorry, I didn't do my hair tonight. I wasn't planning on making a cameo. What are we doing here? Oh yeah. Whew. Got big trouble there. You saw that video. You can go watch that one too. They're really, starting to report on these hurricanes, and you'll know why. You'll understand why they're forming, and been telling you for a while. We've been lucky that we've dodged all that activity, and with the sand plume moving back at least is just like, and I'm gonna start zooming in on this face. All right, there we go. And there's my face showing up in the clouds here, and it's being emanated by Jesus' heart. Okay, that's important to know. You guys want to get right to the reading, or you want me to show you some other stuff? My guys are hanging here. Love Kent, welcome here, bud. Christine and Leslie and Cindy. You guys want to see more, or shall we just start reading? Yeah, I think we're gonna do some more. Really? What else do you want me to show, Lord? We did this, we did that. Okay, I guess we're gonna go over here. Hi, Anita. All right. No. Where are we going? Just
Been on it again.
Just real quick again with this one. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I'm real excited to show you this one. This is an angel that was captured on my security cameras, and now I've run it through the filter here. So if you turn your head to the right about 45 degrees, you can make out the head, the hair, the breasts. It's a female, the torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick because this one's nice and clear that you can. Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here. So, zoom in on it again. Just excited that you can see it a lot clearer now because before it was kind of faint, and now with these filters I'm able to make these images pop a little bit more for you guys so you can see them. I'm sorry about the way I have to do it with the camera and the computer, but I don't have any other option. So I just wanted to bring this angel to you for a moment so you guys can see that this is real. This is security camera footage that's admissible as evidence in a court of law. So what you're looking at right there is admissible as evidence in a court of law. Okay, it's a real angel right there sleeping over this kid, over the sleeping kid here. All right, that's it for now. I thought I'd bring this one to you. I'll probably have to do it one at a time for a while until I can get a big compilation together, but I was excited
Hopefully you
about this.
enjoyed that little angel really quick. All right, let's get to our reading here. Got some stuff here. Okay, I wanted to start off right there. Scroll up a little bit. Whoops. There we go. All right, so going through the course of the day, there's so many distractions that go on in the physical that it's hard to keep one foot in the spiritual, and you have to fight hard to kind of stay aware of that. So whenever you feel distant from me, whisper my name in loving trust. This simple prayer can restore your awareness of my presence. That's what helps you. Awareness of my presence. I am back. I am here, walking the earth. Living proof, okay? So whenever you feel distant from me, whisper my name in loving trust. That simple prayer restores your awareness of my presence. My name is constantly abused in this world where people use it as a curse word. This verbal assault reaches all the way to heaven, and every word is heard and recorded. When you trustingly whisper my name, my aching ears are soothed. My aching ears are finally soothed with your trusting whispers. Thank you guys, for that, for soothing my aching ears, okay? When you trustingly whisper my name, my aching ears are soothed. The granting rancor of this world's blasphemies cannot compete with a trusting child's utterance. Jesus, the power of my name to bless both you and me is beyond your understanding. The name Jesus, the power of my name to bless both you and me is beyond your understanding. I want you guys to experience the riches of your salvation, the joy of being loved constantly and perfectly. The joy of being loved constantly and perfectly. Okay, I want you to experience the riches of your salvation, the joy of being loved. Yeah, I love you. It's hard to find in this world much anymore. The joy of being loved constantly and perfectly, unconditionally. Okay, now, we all have a bad practice of judging ourselves. Okay, you make a practice of judging yourself based on how you look or how you behave or how you feel. If you like what you see in the mirror, you feel a bit more worthy of my love. But when things are going smoothly and your performance seems adequate, you find it easier to believe you are my beloved child. But when you feel discouraged, you tend to look inward so you can correct whatever is wrong. Instead of trying to fix yourself, fix your gaze on me, the lover of your soul. Rather than using your energy to judge yourself, redirect it to praising me. Remember that I see you clothed in my righteousness, radiant in my perfect love. So instead of trying to fix yourself, fix your gaze on me. Okay? It's for your mental health. It's for your peace of mind. I want you to experience the riches that I've discovered. I'm trying to give my gift to you guys, the riches of your salvation. You're salvaging stuff every 3 times a day. You guys just get up from the first one, take on the second one, plow right through that. Boom, you get kicked down again, but you just get up and keep going. You guys have indeed fixed your gaze on me. And rather than using your energy to judge yourself, just keep focusing on me. Okay? And don't worry about your performance being adequate. Okay? It's progress, not perfection. You are willing to try. Willing. There's the key word, willing to try. And some of you are getting well versed at this, and I like it. You're soothing my ears. And those people who are walking with me, okay, that's you guys. Keep walking with me along the path that I have chosen for you. Your desire to live close to me, which is looking from my perspective, getting to know me. Your desire to live close to me is a delight to my heart. Okay? So when you turn around and you look and you see me here in the clouds and you see me here in the clouds, and you're receiving it, that's a delight to me. Because I know it gives you courage and peace and hope and strength. Something that I found that I'm passing on to you. So keep walking with me along this path. Your desire to live close to me delights my heart. I could instantly grant you the spiritual riches you desire, but that is not my way for you. You're going to experience it. You'll be an expert because you will have experienced it and overcome it. I could give you that spiritual richness, but the best way is to experience it and actually live it. So I could grant you those riches, but that's not my way for you. I want you to be an expert, and that's through experience. And together we will forge a pathway up the high mountain. I repeat, together we will. Okay? Not might or could. Together we will forge a pathway up the high mountains. The journey is arduous at times, and I know you are weak, but someday you will dance light-footed on the high peaks. But for now, your walk is often plodding and heavy. I know. Sometimes we have high peaks. Some days it's plodding and heavy. But all I require of you is to take the next step. Okay? Whether it's plodding and heavy, whether it's lightfoot on high peaks, all I require of you is to take the next step, clinging to my hand for the strength and the direction. You will be fine if you just take the next step, clinging to my hand for strength and direction. And though the path is difficult and the scenery sometimes dull at the moment, like our political scenery, there are sparkling surprises just around the bend. Well, there are sparkling surprises already showing up. So stay on the path I have selected for you. It is truly the path of life. It is. That is attached on that. Did that come off a different note? We're going to do this one anyways because it's still attached. We'll close with this one right here. Do not worry about tomorrow. And this is not a suggestion, but a command. I divided time into days and nights so that you would have manageable portions of life to handle. Manageable portions of life. Okay, you're handling them one day at a time. Those are manageable. It's when you start tacking into next week and into tomorrow and all those. No. Quit worrying about tomorrow. Okay. You have manageable portions of time, portions of life to handle. Okay. My grace is sufficient for you, but its sufficiency is only for one day at a time. So when you worry about the future, you heap day upon day of troubles on to your flimsy already frame. So you got enough in one day. Let tomorrow's worries worry about tomorrow, okay? You already have enough on your flimsy frame with just today's stuff. So, when you worry about the future, you heap day upon day of troubles onto today's frame. You stagger under this heavy load, which I never intended for you to carry. It's that backpack full of rocks again. You just keep pulling up all these boulders and throwing them in the backpack, worrying about tomorrow, worrying about this, and well, no, it's not how I intended you to live. I didn't want you to stagger under this heavy load. So throw off this oppressive burden with one quick thrust of trust. How about that? One quick thrust of trust. And you will throw off this oppressive burden. Anxious thoughts meander about and crisscross your brain, but trusting me brings you directly into my presence. As you thus affirm your faith, shackles of worry fall off instantly, don't they? The more you affirm your faith, the quicker the shackles of worry fall off. Enjoying my presence continually by trusting me at all times. So you can enjoy my presence all the time. You can continually by trusting me at all times. Sometimes you just got to throw your hands up and go, oh, well. I like Mike from around the world. It's Jimmy Crack Corn, right? I know it's hard to do. It's easy to say, oh, yep. But some of us care a lot, all right? And we have emotions. We do have a tendency to fret about tomorrow, especially with the headlines of today. Okay, so it's important that you know, no matter what, it does not change your destiny. Okay, you have already made it. You see the finish line. Your faith is complete. You see me coming in the clouds. This is me in the clouds with the crown. Remember that other image right here? This is my face, and you can make out this crown and the etherical up here starting to form, all right? So all these giant faces in the clouds all of a sudden start turning into my face. And, well, when you seek my face, you find the heart of Jesus, okay? Or one and the same. That's why this stuff works. When you trust on me, you get peace in exact proportion. The more trust, the more peace. Okay? You see the script unfolding. You see through the grand deception that's out there. You see what it is now, your mainstream media and all this, the grand deception. You can see through it. Okay? Because you found me. You're caught up with me in the clouds. This is me coming with power and great glory. Okay? Happened on Easter. 2,000-year-old prophecy. I already had marrying angels and all kinds of stuff showing up and been through all kinds of, institutions already, and then been released and still have this activity happen on Easter. Okay. That's important for you guys because this is your foundation. This is your rock. Okay. Coming in the future, when things look weird and they try to tell you this and that, you're going to know there's a big difference. There's a big difference between religion and getting to know me. It's like meeting a new friend. You don't really get to feel them out too well in a text message. It's not until you meet the person and get to know them and spend some time with them that you get to, know a person, right? And that's what you're doing. You're building a relationship with me. You're getting to know me. You truly are caught up with me in the clouds. It's like being caught up in a good book, a good song, a good movie, a good YouTube live stream, a good TikTok thread. It takes you away from everything else for a minute and you get caught up in it. That's how you use your prayers. You get caught up and it takes you away from your situation for a minute, okay? And it puts you in the spiritual realm where you're at peace. That's what this is for. That's how this works. Okay? And rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed my path. Give it a shot. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. All right? Most of you here at this time of the night have already gained. I'm very, very thankful for your progress. Because my aching ears are soothed. My aching heart is soothed as well. Remember, I told you everything turned inside out. I feel like a raw, exposed nerve. Anybody had a tooth ripped out of their head and just had the nerve sitting there throbbing, sticking out, throbbing to the heartbeat? That's a raw, exposed nerve. Any kind of cold air, any kind of little vibration in the room will ignite it, right? Well, I feel like this one big raw nerve. And I can feel you guys. And I can feel your successes. And I'm so thankful for you guys trying, your willingness, your participation blesses you. Okay. You're finding success. Some of you are really go-getters now. I like it. You're tackling them and, careful, something else might happen here too. You'll get a day where you're not tested. And it's a calm day and you're like, oh, whoo, yay, I like a calm day. And you're just not tested. You're thinking, when's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? And there's a day when you're not really pushed or tested too much. And then you kind of feel empty. You're like, wait, I didn't have a salvation. I don't feel complete because I didn't overcome something today. And all of a sudden you'll have this burning sensation inside to look forward to the next day's overcomings. Because without them, your life's going to be kind of empty and dull. You're going to be like, wait a second. There was no salvage work done today. It was a smooth ride. And now I don't feel like I accomplished anything. So, it can turn into that sometimes. So just be thankful for downtime. It's part of the process as well. So you got to kind of roll with the punches and take your good times when you can and be thankful for your adversity. Take it on like a challenge each day. And then it's not adversity. All of a sudden it becomes your part of your daily routine. And then when it's kind of removed out of your daily routine, you're like, wait, I didn't salvage anything today. My day was just kind of mediocre from beginning to end. and you're gonna be like, no, 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 no. I need adversity. I like adversity because it makes me feel complete when I overcome it. And all of a sudden you're gonna have this yearning, burning for life. You will be living rich and full and overcoming stuff each day too, which is just awesome. And I so thankful for some of you giving this a shot. All right. I went through a lot of agony to get back to this position, to be able to live stream and show you these pictures and bring the message of love, peace, hope, courage, okay, endurance, okay. You guys are doing well. Keep practicing this discipline each day, and you will find peace that it overcomes your adversity, and it'll become this this new challenge, or this new, not game, but this new sport type thing in your life where you're like, hey, oh, there it is. I recognize my adversity for the day. I'm not going to let it swoop me, and I'm going to, recover it. And then 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you guys are doing really fast too. It used to take you hours, and some of you have recovered in 5 minutes. You're like, oh, I saw that one coming right away. Knock it right out of the way. Oh, second one, no problem. Knock it out of the way. I know a third maybe come, but already feeling good, and because I've knocked down 2 of them already. You guys are go-getters, and I love it. I love you. I miss you. You are indeed warriors in the spiritual warfare, okay? You're part of a family that is, very exclusive, okay? Not everybody gets to see this show, but you do, okay? I love you. I miss you. You are indeed caught up with me in the clouds. I like to meet my family, but I can't come over to your house, so I go live and I meet you in the air of cyberspace, live on YouTube. I meet my family in the air every night. I come to meet my family in the air so they can get caught up with me in the clouds, and we can escape the world for a little while and have a good message. Something that not brainwashes you, but cleans your mind of all the filth and puts something good in there. Okay? I love you guys. I miss you guys. Until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. This all started happening to me on September 10th of 2017. September 10th of 2024 will be a full 7 years. I'm not sure what might happen to me on that day, okay? I'm not feeling all that well right now, so these might be some of the closing shows, okay? So that's why I'm giving it as much as I can, give you guys as much as I can, so in case if I go, you'll have a foundation, all right? I miss you all. I love you all. Till my next show, I'll be back. I'm a man of my word. I'm already back. And I love you. Bye.